Hey guys, I'm really excited about today's guest, Benjamin Brown. He's a sales coach. We're going to talk all about the importance of sales. What is a sale? The best way to learn. Ben, he's got a fantastic story and background. He's a sales expert, author. He's also a father, and he's been in the industry for 23 years, worked with small businesses, and I'm really happy to have him on the show. So, Ben, welcome.
Hi, good morning to you.
Yeah, I love the Monday morning positive energy. Tell people about your story and what you do, and we'll get started.
Well, I've been in sales since about 1996. Oh, did I give them away my time? Oh, goodness. All right. So I have done every facet of sales, from management all the way down to working with multiple companies from management as far as a rep myself. So most of the aspects, and so about 6 years ago, I started working as a consultant for a lot of companies and went independent and started a company, 360 Sales Consultant. So I work with companies mainly under 10 million, all the way down to individuals, uh, exploring, giving them the ability and knowledge and the skill of what sales is, because most people are not taught in college or they have a program. And even people who've done sales don't understand the concept of what it's really about. But once you get that and you get it and practice it, you can do well to implement that into your product or service and make more money.
Yeah, it's really interesting because the most people think that basically sales is you're born with it, but you're able to learn from it. So why is learning sales important?
Well, it's every part of the aspect. If you have children, when your children ask you to pick them up, that's a sale, right? When you go to church, that's a sale. You're married, that's a sale. Sometimes the sale ends, right? So sales has been around us, and what the concept I teach is everyday life is a sale. So people have a negative connotation with sales because they think they can't do it, don't want to do it, but they're doing it every day. A homeless person asking for money is a sale. So sales doesn't have to do with money, but it's basically what I do. Is the secret is I teach people what is a sale. I say sale is to get somebody to move, to do something. It doesn't have to do with money. So when a child asks you to pick them up, they're not asking for the money. They're selling you, closing you on picking them up. They don't care what it's in for you. They want to get picked up, right? I want to play my video game. I want this for Christmas. So children, we all learn to sell. We learn not to sell because when you're a child, you're selling all the time. When you're screaming, you're like, I'm hungry. Figure out what's wrong with me. Like, did I pee myself? Like you're trying to get this child to quit, but they're telling you these signals, right? Yeah. So there's other analogies that I use. Yeah, all around you from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed, you're being sold. And if you don't know the language and how it works, you can be taken advantage of. So I tell people you can use sales for good and you can sell it for bad. But most people always look at the bad part. Telemarketers, car salesmen, stuff like that. But anytime you're in business, you're in sales. So that's why people go to college, make all this money, then they want to start their own company, but they never learn how to sell. And they think they could just market themselves to millions, which some can. But most of the time, you need to know about sales because sales is 80% of sales is confidence, having a sales process, right? So a lot of things go into that. So I teach people sales is simple, but it's not easy. So you have to understand all those little nuances. And once you get clarity on that and practice it, you could do quite well.
Yeah. I read somewhere that 90% of selling is nonverbal and kind of, your body language. You mentioned confidence. I love this idea where, we're always selling something, we're selling ourselves or we're selling our time, different things. And you're right. It doesn't have to be about money. It's about the value.
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes selling yourself.
Yeah.
So I went from a sales coach to a performance coach. And the reason I did that is because in the beginning, I learned that I couldn't get people to sell unless there was confidence. And most of the time I had self-confidence issues. So if I could solve the self-confidence issues, I can easily get you to the next step of selling. And so I had to learn to go back and do that for people. So that's why I'm more of a performance coach like life coach to understand what stops you from selling.
Mhm.
And then once I'm able to do that, we can work our way up and build on it.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. I was gonna throw out a joke when you were talking about, getting married. That's a sale. Question is, do you get any refunds? But I mean, that's
Oh,
just
you
kind of,
don't get refunds. You just get more bills. No
yeah.
refunds. You just keep paying.
So the question is, what is the best way to learn sales?
I'm working with somebody who knows sales, having a great mentor, somebody you can understand. I got in the game because I worked with one of my first guys I worked with. His name was Stu Vespi. And then you never forget that. It's like having a coach. It is a coach. And working with somebody who can give you the understanding of what it is, because if it's not done right, you're not going to do it. You're not going to like it. That's why most people dabble in sales, or they tell you, I used to do sales. And then you explain what happened. And it's horrific. They're like, oh, this didn't work, And it's like, yeah, you have to have the right people. I was chosen. The guy said, you're great with people. I think I can teach you how to do this. And I'm like, I never done it. And realize in life that I've been doing it my whole time. I just had to focus more on the purpose for it, right?
Yeah.
So find somebody that like, and trust to help teach you, because it's a process to teach you how to do it. You can't learn it through a book. You can't learn it through theory. It just doesn't work that way. It's a skill. It's like me teaching you how to weld, right? You normally go through apprenticeship before you can learn to be a master welder, right? So sales, I tell people, is a skill. You just don't get it like that. It doesn't happen.
Yeah. Yeah. The other question is, what's really interesting is I always looked at kind of trends. Typically, you had the door-to-door sales and you had the car and
Right.
or telemarketers. But how have sales changed over the years with now internet marketing, social media, digital marketing, AI as well? How has it changed?
People got lazy. These are all tools. AI is a tool. Email is a tool. Fax machine's a tool. The phone is a tool. The original sale was person to person. Now we're not really person to person. It's an email. It's a chat. It's a DM. All these things. It's a web page. All these things come without faces, right? So to get people to come from behind the screen to actually talk to people, terrific for most people. They've never done it before. They don't understand what the concept. When I started sales, I had a black phone and a notebook. No computer, no laptop, no cell phone. Oh, we had a fax machine. That was the most technological thing that we had, and we did millions of dollars in sales, right? You go back in days, the Roman times, the Greeks, it was all done sales. Sales has been around. It's just the way the tools people rely upon right now. I tell scary thing. I go to people back in the days, can't do it now because they went, and I go into a company, say they do lawn care, all right? And I said, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take away all your cell phones. We're going to take away all your computers, all your fax machines and printers. How are you going to operate? Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. But you have to look at it from that standpoint. If you look at it from that standpoint and build yourself up, you add the tools in, you become more proficient. So people got more lazy, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's just part of human beings.
Which is, you brought up a lot of interesting. So talk about how and why every company needs a sales process, how to sell it. I know a lot of companies, they have sales training, and they kind of, that's one of the really great things about, if you can get with a company and they, you get trained in sales, that's a very valuable skill. Once you leave the company, you can take that anywhere. So kind of, how does a company implement a sales process?
Well, you have somebody who come in that understands the customer, understands the product. So the deal that I tell people, there's 10 steps in every sales process. So in my book, I cover the 10 steps. But not every company needs 10 steps. The gym business only needs 5: need, use, affordability, spouse, guest pass. So if you know the 10 steps, I go into a company with the 10 steps, no matter what your product, because people say, I don't know if you can help us. We do this. I don't care what your product or service is. I really don't. You focus on the sales process and bring in the product or service that you have. Most people just focus on the product. In that way, you can sell tomatoes on Friday and sell Learjets on Monday because it's the same process. You just intermingle the product or service in there. Sales is simple, but it's not easy. So people want to focus on the product and the price and all these other things. Focus on the process, right? You get the process down, you can sell anything. Remember they talk to people, this guy can sell anything, right? Because he understands what sales is, right? He sounds like he can sell anything because he knows the process. Then you got somebody who's a good car salesman but can't sell cell phones, right? He can sell fruit, but he can't sell a Learjet. One of the examples I had many years ago, the guy said, if you could sell this jet, I'll give you commission for it. And I was like, just give me what the jet does and give me the customer. And I sold the jet. So, I wasn't worried about the jet. I was worried about the process. Tell me what it does. Tell me what they want. And I just do that in there confidently. And the customer's at ease that you understand. Because if you don't have a performance base with your customers on the phone, or people have copy, right? So people do copy. You know, understand? You'll pay, if you want to get your website done, how much you pay for somebody to write the content on your website? Thousands, right? Right? Those people are selling. They're selling through words. They do copy. They know how to sell through words. I'm dyslexic. You have me do that, you'll make no money. But if you had me on the phone to sell your product, then I can do it because I'm using my voice. That's my tool, right?
Yeah.
So some people do it with pictures, Instagram now. You can sell people based upon what they see, all these kind of different things. So it doesn't change, and people think it's all discombobulated. It's very simple if you understand what's going on.
Yeah. Really interesting, ideas. So kind of tell people how, kind of the work that you do with clients, some success stories, and end it with how do people contact you, reach out to you on social media, etc.
So what I've done is one of the clients I work with, most of the people I work with, I only work with people that can grow, that has ability to grow. I tell people, you pay me through the new customers that you get. So when I analyze the company, I can understand the growth. Because the main thing of a sale is the referral. When I'm done with you, I want you to refer me to somebody else. Makes my job a whole lot easier. And every business should be that way. So I've taken companies 30, 40, 50% easily jump just based on the part of putting a process in, understanding the intermingles of that, and being able to do that. I have people come back, I can't believe I did that. Can't believe you did what? I sold them. I'm like, no, you helped them. You helped them. You learn to help them through your skill. Because if you believe in your product or service, you should be able to sell it, right? Like it, love it, or leave it is what I say. So there's a lot of people out there working with products they don't like, they don't love, and it comes through in their voice, their text, and the way they communicate, and it's harder to sell. If you like or love it, you can sell it. If you don't like it or love it, leave it.
Right.
So I tell people that it's very concept. So my book, Master the Art of Closing Sales on Amazon, basically gives you the 10 steps, very simple process. My website is 360 Sales Consulting, but I have a very simple link for people that want to reach out, and I still be able to talk to people. Meetwithbenjamin.com. Just meet with Benjamin, schedule a call, 15-minute session, figure out what your problem is and if I can help you, because everything's based on time. I don't have a lot of time to talk to people I can't help, right? But, first thing is realizing you have a problem, all right? It's like substance abuse. I have a problem. I do not know how to sell. I need to make more money. I need to know how to sell. This guy might be able to help me. Can I make money? Because everybody's just money-based, right? And so sales is about confidence, building that confidence. That's why I would go from sales coach to performance coach, because most of the students I had to work with to get the best out of them or get them to really understand is to build their confidence first. And with that, you layer the process on top, and then you got somebody you can work with. So that's why I work with everybody based on their life, fitness, health, get all this in, because main thing, you have to be at a top level to sell mentally, because you got to be able to take rejection. And most people never took rejection.
Yeah. Yeah, really fascinating. And for all the listeners out there, let's thank Ben for talking about sales, and really, kind of some really golden nuggets. And all of his resources will be in the links and show notes. And with that, thanks so much for coming on to the podcast.
Thank you.